Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Shenanaguy Plays Trails of Cold Steel. Well, last time we came to Ruhr via Courageous, second Arcel class ship in Zumeria. Reinford's corporate headquarters is right over there. Shall we be going? You don't need to tell me where it is. All that dialogue. Yeah, okay. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're going to go ahead and continue the story by entering in here. Reinford Building, 1 floor. Information. An Akten. And a big ship. It's just as fancy on the inside. Are these all scale models of machines Reinford makes? Yep, I'll tell you more about them later if you're interested. Lady Elisa? Hello, Dalton. It's good to see you again. Oh, the pleasure's all mine. It's been 6 months since you've been home. I'd heard you were attending a military academy on the outskirts of the capital. But it looks like you finally decided to come back and visit the old homestead. Yeah, here I am. We'll be staying for the next 3 days. I see. That's wonderful news. Keep taking good care of her, Sharon. I certainly will. Wow, it's one thing to hear about it, but I know what you mean. Kind of brings home the fact that she's a Reinford. Confuddleification! Let's just get going, okay? Hehe, allow me to show you to the chairman's office. We'll be going up to the 23rd floor. Will we now? Oh, I suppose we will. Yes? Who is it? Reinford Building, 23rd floor. Excuse me, Madam Chairman. I've brought the ladies and gentlemen of Class 7. Bring them in. As you wish. It's a very big office with a lot of wasted space. Wow. You can tell the buck stops here. That's one hell of a view.
So it looks like the Courageous's inaugural flyover in Heimdall and Ruhr was a success.
Affirmative.
But don't release an official statement until tomorrow. Yes, that'll be fine. Yes, I'd like you to begin as soon as possible. And keep a careful eye out for any insider trading. Hello, Irena Reinford speaking. Yes, I understand. Fast-track the construction on the special train if you can. No, pay it no mind. I doubt Crossbell-related shares rising is indicative of a larger market trend. But sell them all early next month. Timing is key here.
Wow. She's like a commander issuing orders across multiple fronts.
Yeah, it's impressive to see Toa do it, but Mrs. Reinford seems to have it down to a science.
She's a general on the battlefield of business.
Somebody's angry.
Ah, right. We all have other matters we need to attend to, so I'll get right to the point. Here.
What?
Thank you.
Received. Field study envelope. September.
I've cleared my schedule to dine with you this evening, so anything you wish to discuss can wait until then. I'll leave the rest to you, Sharon.
How rude would it be if I uploaded all of these videos like on the specific day in the real world that it takes place in the game? So like if this was September 2nd, well, sorry, but you'd have to wait till September 2nd. Oh, that would be so rude.
As you wish, Madam Chairman. When do you expect to return this evening?
I'm planning on 7. Have our guests enjoy a night cruise, if you will.
That sounds splendid. I'll make the necessary arrangements.
That's it? That's all you have to say? I don't care if you ignore me, that's nothing new, but my classmates are here and you're on our board of directors. Would it kill you to show at least a little interest?
Oh, yeah. The last episode, I was like, who's the chairman? Or the episode before that, of the board. But yeah, so there's only one chairman. That's Oliver. And then there's 3 directors. Right? I don't know.
Elisa,
Whoa, Elisa, it's okay. You don't need to get worked up for our sake.
Oh, I almost forgot to mention.
See, the chairman in her name, the chairman Irena, is because she's chairman of the Reinford group. So that's not in reference to Thor's at all.
If you want to return in one piece, I'd suggest you steer clear of the provincial army and the railway military police. The same goes for the Marquis's mansion, though I can't imagine what business would take you there. Use common sense, and don't try to overstep your bounds. That'll be all.
Have a safe trip, Madam Chairman.
Wow, your mom's a real piece of work, Elisa.
The army only wishes it was that efficient.
She certainly has the mettle to head up an international company like this, to say the least.
See? You see why I didn't want to come back now? You can't tell me that gave you a great impression of her.
I think you're being a little hard on her.
She was looking out for our safety, giving us that advice.
Confrontification.
Just forget it. Getting all worked up and storming off in a huff is what she wants me to do, and I'm not going to give her the satisfaction.
Okay.
We'll be back before sundown, Sharon. I'd like you to have the guest rooms and dinner preparations sorted by then. Oh, and see to our luggage, would you?
As you wish.
I'm sure she's already done all of that.
Have a safe trip, everyone.
Yeah, I mean, this is Sharon we're talking about. You know, I'm all in favor of jumping right into our field study tasks, but is it really okay to just dump all our luggage on Sharon? I was wondering the same thing. All our luggage together must have quite a heft. It's Sharon. She'll be fine. Honestly, can you give her a break? Can you imagine her breaking a sweat carrying suitcases? I can't. You've got a point. She'll probably carry them all in one go. Well, looking after guests does seem to be her specialty. Exactly. Anyway, let's see what kinds of things we've got lined up for this trip, alright? Field Study Day 1. Assigned tasks. Mining a minor metal. Required. Task. Mining a minor metal. Client. Researcher Rado. I'm looking for a particularly rare sort of metal for my research, but I'm afraid I can't get it myself. If you're willing to help, I'll be in the western part of the upper level of the Ruhr Institute of Technology. Rado. Can you hear me now? Unread. Task. Can you hear me now? Client. Chief Johan. I'd like a hand with an experiment that concerns your Arcus units. I will be waiting for you inside the RF store, and I'll tell you more when I see you. Johan. Spina Byroad Monster, unread. Client, task, Spina Byroad Monster. Client, Nortia Provincial Army. A powerful beast has appeared on the Spina Byroad. Spina Byroad. The Nortia Provincial Army hereby requests its extermination. Monster, Rocky Croaker. Location, Spina Byroad. Take the left path outside the city and turn left. Once the monster is eliminated, please report to the soldiers in front of Marcus Ragner's residence. Study area is defined as 200 Selge radius around Ruhr. Each student must record his or her activities daily to be remitted to the instructor upon request. Looks like she's at the sweet spot with the challenge factor. Kinda reminds me of Machias's dad. Bah, I can't really deny it. I'll bet she's so sure she's got us pegged. She probably thinks we won't be able to finish all of these. But just you watch. We'll finish up every last one before this evening. That'll show her. Haha, that's the spirit. Anyway, it's only 11:30 now, so we've got plenty of time before sundown. We've definitely got the hang of this whole field study thing by now, so let's show Ruhr some Class 7 spirit. Right. I didn't know Class 7 had a ghost. We'll check these things out. Akten, second factory. So that's the factory that manufactures it, the second of the 4 factories. A main battle tank of the Imperial Army. The Akten is 8 arge long and equipped with a 10 Rege cannon. Holy crap! Its name, meaning 18, is a nod to its 18 Rege thick armor. Oh my goodness. So I'm pretty sure Rege is probably millimeter. Maybe inch. Because millimeter... 10 millimeter would be... Yeah, it's probably inches. Yeah. It is a Japanese game though, so would they be using inches? I don't think they'd be using... Lusitania, third factory. At 150 arge long, the Lusitania is the most luxurious airship in the world. It stops in 5 major Erebonian cities. It is a really big freaking ship that I don't think we ever get to see. Like, I'm 90% sure that we never get to see that thing. Not in person, at least. We get to see the model. Regalia Series, third factory, the Reinford Company's flagship limousine range. The increasing demand for orbital cars has led to a variety of improvements, including bullet and explosion proofing. Orbital Generator, first factory. Several of these large power generators have been built in Ruhr and supply the city's large-scale Reinford industrial plants with vast amounts of orbital energy. Yeah. Moving on. So there's a couple things to do. So one, there's a bar right there, straight across from us. You can get a recipe there, which we already have, so there's no point in me going over there. It's the tomato cocktail recipe, by the way, and spoiler alert, Bro is the best at cooking it. Then we can head to the general goods store, which, if I remember correctly, is down here and to the right. Oh, nope, I remember incorrectly. It's to the left. We can get the latest books, which I'm sure we actually have all of them. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Ooh, we can read Carnelia. We'll do that later. That'll be its own video. Oh, whoops. I forgot something. There's an item here. It's called the kitty strap. You can trade that for a better item later on in the game. So, definitely worth getting that. And it's a pretty decent item. And now we go to our assignments. The first one I think is going to be the RF store. Who do we talk to? This guy. Hello there, Chief. Well, what do we have here? Lady Elisa and her classmates. Thank you for coming to speak with me. So that must mean you're Chief Johan, at your service. I'm part of Reinford Group's 4th Development Division. The 4th Development Division? They're one of the group's major divisions, specializing in orbital communications and battle orbments. I think they even supervise the development of the orbital staff. Oh, really? Then that means the reports that I write. Oh, so you're Elliot, are you? I appreciate you always sending us such detailed reports. You're definitely one of our most helpful testers. I'm happy to hear it. Still, orbital communications and battle orbments? Those two things sum Arcus up perfectly. Smart kid. Those Arcus orbments of yours are one of our most important R&D projects right now. Now that you know we're focused on the Arcus, do you think you could help us out with a little investigation? What do you say? Yes! Sure, that could be interesting. Oh, you would? Thanks a lot. What is it you'd like us to help you with then? Well, as I wrote in the request I sent you, I'd like you to conduct an investigation on Arcus signal strength. I imagine you've all been making use of the wireless communications capabilities of your Arcus orbments, and I assume that you're aware of the fact that they use orbital waves to make that possible. Today, I'd like you to search for places where those orbital waves are weak. Where the orbital waves are weak, huh? Well, the highways are the first places that come to mind. So we're looking outside the city. No, I want you to conduct your investigation inside the city. Wireless orbital waves are not always the most stable things in the world. You may generally get a stronger signal inside town, but the strength still varies depending on where you are. Now that you mention it, yeah, there are some places where it's tough to get a call to go through. But how are we going to find them? Oh, I probably should have started by giving you this. Received an orbital wave detector. An orbital wave detector? That's right. It does just what you'd think, detects and provides information on the orbital waves wherever you use it. If you find an area where you think the signal will be reduced, try switching this on. Why don't you give it a try? Okay then. Reen switched on the orbital wave detector. Now measuring. Analysis complete. Orbital wave intensity, level 3. Some words came up. It said that the signal strength in this area is 3, didn't it? You read that right. The number that appears tells you how strong the orbital wave signal is in that area. It's on a scale of 1 to 3, with 3 being the highest. So in other words, the signal strength here in this store is excellent. Any call you made would be crystal clear. What I want you to search for, though, are areas where the orbital wave detector displays a result of 1. Sounds simple enough? Well, I understand what it is you're asking us to do, but what sort of thing would weaken an area's signal? Well, there are 2 main causes. The first cause is the waves being physically obstructed, like by walls or ceilings, stuff like that. The second is interference from other kinds of orbital waves. What other kinds are there? Tons of devices other than the Arcus use orbital waves. Think radios and other communication devices. Some orbments give off orbital waves too, but really just a negligible amount. Sometimes when you get multiple kinds of waves in an area, they interfere with one another, meaning neither works perfectly. That's why cell phone signals tend to have areas like military bases where the signal is kind of crappy and spotty. There's so many different interfering signals and such, and some of them are set to have priority over others. So again, using military bases as an example, obviously the military's signals are going to have a much higher priority than the cell phone signals. At least that's how I understand it. It's not my first time hearing anything about it either. Sounds like it could be a real problem. It certainly is. It's probably the biggest drawback to wireless communications technology. That said, orbital waves are pretty strong outdoors, so you generally don't have to worry about it unless you're inside. I see. Well, it'll narrow down our investigation if we stay indoors. In general, yes. You may find a few areas with weak signal strength outside, but they're much more common indoors. For the purposes of our research, we'll need you to find at least 3 different problem areas. If you can find more than that, we'd be thrilled. But that's up to you and how much time you have. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Any further questions? No, I think that's everything we need to get started. Thank you for breaking everything down for us. We'll get started right away, Chief. Thanks, kids. Quest, can you hear me now? Started. The orbital wave detector can be used by selecting it in the camp's menu item list. When you find an area that seems like it may have a weak signal strength, try using it straight from there. Right. There are 5 locations. So the first one's gonna be over here, up these stairs. This guy's a real jackass, man. He's really not. He's actually cool. Well, if it isn't little Miss Reinford. Looks like the twins are growing up big and a healthy excellence. Why is every single person my grandfather knows like this? Really? He lives up to that name of his, but there's no questioning that he's a really capable engineer. Even if all he does these days is run this junk shop. Hey, it's not a junk shop, it's a repair shop. Though I suppose I don't matter what you call it. It don't matter what you call it. As long as I can tinker with machines, I'm a happy man. I really tried to do a good voice there, and I think it failed. But you know, maybe comedically? Oh, shoot, I forgot. We gotta do the, thingamajig. Item. Event. Orbital wave detector. Reen switched on the orbital wave detector. Now measuring. Analysis complete. Orbital wave intensity level 1. It looks like this area only has a signal strength of 1. I wonder if that's due to all the different orbments here. They must all be giving off their own waves. Probably. Most likely, yes. Next is the cathedral, which is all the way over here. And of course, we're gonna go up the wrong way because it's so fun. Yeah! And this cathedral, as you can see, is very similar to the one in... I think it was Heimdall? Anyway. Item. Event. Reen switched on the orbital wave detector. Now measuring. Analysis complete. Orbital wave intensity level 1. It's displaying a signal strength of 1. Huh, maybe the cathedral's so sturdy orbital waves can't get through. Possibly. There's no antenna here either. This guy looks a lot like, Maki's dad. Just without green hair. Next! It's over here.
Looks like a dead end.
Yes, it does.
This was some kind of maintenance room, I think.
Interesting. No matter. Whoops. Reen switch on the orbital wave detector. Now measuring. Completed. Now measuring. Analysis complete. Orbital wave intensity level 1. That's interesting. Now measuring took a lot longer, and then it completed, and then it did it again. Level 1. That's weird. You wouldn't figure a weak signal would be a problem outdoors. Yeah, I guess something must be obstructing the orbital waves anyway. I'm glad we found this area. It seems like it would have been easy to miss. Extra credit! Now we go to the dining bar F. This is a kind of cool little... neat little bar. Reen switched on the orbital wave detector. Now measuring. Am I just crazy? Has it been doing that every time? So this area is a level 1, huh? Perhaps it's because of the way it's built. The actual bar area is pretty far into the building. Very possibly. There's also a radio playing in here, which might interfere with things too. Indeed. Yeah. And lastly, we shall go to the Ruhr Institute of Technology. Haha! Ha! Ha ha ha! Ha ha! We blocked their car. So this is the Ruhr Institute of Technology. We had a request from someone here. It's a famous university and research institute. Lots of the country's brightest technicians studied here. And a lot of them get scooped up by the Reinford company after graduation. They've offered George some pretty sweet deals to encourage him to apply after he graduates. Jellica's orbital bike was originally being researched here too. I think George has mentioned that before. Sounds like they've got all kinds of cool stuff in development here. What are we waiting for? Let's go in. Right. My, how far fee has come. Let's see. Item. Event. Green switch on the orbital wave detector, now measuring analysis complete orbital wave intensity level 1. Yikes, signal's pretty bad here. Perhaps it's because the researchers use orbital waves in their experiments. It's hard to say for sure. Alright, we found 5 different areas now. Not bad, considering we were told we could stop at 3. Yeah, I can't imagine we'll find any more though. Maybe we should go back and report all of these. Yes! Yes, we should. You can also use this here elevator. Which takes us down to the first floor.
Plain old stairs just wouldn't cut it for the famed industrial metropolis, huh?
Yeah, for better or worse, this is a town full of tech.
So, if you do go up the correct way on the escalators, you go really freaking fast.
These things sure are convenient.
I know, right? I could see them building some in Heimdall eventually.
Yeah, really fast. I think that's the only dialogue you get for going up the correct way, though. Anyway, complete our quest. Finished your investigation, I take it? I don't remember what voice I was doing for him. Yes, we did. We'd like to give you our report. They returned Chief Johann's orbital wave detector and gave the report on the investigation. I see. So all in all, you found 5 different areas with a signal strength of 1. Looks like they all have low signals for different reasons too. This data will be invaluable in furthering our research. You've done excellent work today. I really owe you. Not at all. All we did was walk around town, really. But we're glad to have been of service. By the way, I couldn't help wondering when we were on our little jaunt, if we're in an area with a signal strength of 1, does that flat out mean we won't be able to make a call on our Arcus? Nah, you should still be fine. What's the problem then? Well, the problem is, this has to do with the rollout of the orbital net, doesn't it? Got it in 1. I should have guessed you'd figure it out. For the less technically inclined, what does that mean? Well, I can't pretend to be an expert on it myself, but what we've done today has taught you that orbital waves can be unstable by virtue of being wireless, right? Plus, the amount of data you can transfer wirelessly is less than you can transfer through a wired connection to begin with. As long as you're just transferring voice data through orbital waves, low signal strength isn't a huge problem. But if you're transferring more complex data, like the text or picture files on the orbital computers at the Academy, the low signal strength would pose a problem, correct? So in other words, you're trying to increase the amount of information you can transfer wirelessly. For that orbital net thing, or whatever you called it. Exactly. The orbital net has only just started to gain traction here in Erebonia, but the Epstein Foundation in particular is making a lot of progress with their research in the field. There's even a project underway to connect Le Mans State and Crossbell State with a wireless network. So we can't exactly sit on our hands anymore. If I remember correctly, I think Le Mans State is where the church is. Like the overall Septian Church, like the bishop and all that. And that's where this data you've gathered comes in. I'll be sure to put it to good use. We'd be honored if you did. Anyway, I think I've kept you long enough. Here's the reward for a job well done. Received Ancient Glyph R. That is a really good quartz. Well then, good luck with whatever you've got left. I really appreciate what you've done for me today. It was our pleasure. Keep up the good work. Quest. Can you hear me now? Completed. And that is where we're going to end this episode. Next time we will try to finish up these other 2 quests and maybe we'll move on a little bit farther beyond that. We might not be able to get the other 2 knocked out. We'll see. Anyway, until then, I'll see y'all in the next video. Goodbye for now.